Hello and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry, episode 33. Last time we experienced our second first twilight and predictably it went awful. Unfortunately we lost Kraus, Natsuhi, Ava, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Kiri. Well, only some of these were regrettable, but I miss Kiri. They just knew she's too good and would solve the mystery too quick. But it was a lot more brutal this time. Quite the Halloween party, if I do say so. And now Battler, of course, is having his mandatory, I'm gonna figure this one out, without magic. Well, that's in the witch's realm. In real life, he still hasn't come to terms with the magic thing yet. We haven't really had the whole witch discussion. But regardless, let's continue. It's obviously her. It's gotta be that witch or whatever who came yesterday. I'll grab her by the collar. Damn it, damn it, damn it! Jessica-chan, wait. Go to Sun. Ken go. Yes, ma'am. Milady, wait. Oh, I hate this guy. I wish he fucking died. I know I said I'd delete the game, but like, I have to see. I need this guy to die. If he makes it to the end, man, I will be pissed off, bro. I hate this guy. Covering her uncontrollable sadness with anger, Jessica ran outside, torn apart by emotion. Thinking about it hastily, maybe the mystery guest who arrived yesterday, Beatrice, was suspicious. However, in that instant, there was absolutely no proof that she was the culprit. At this moment, she's just another guest. No more, no less. So, Rosa, making an adult decision, was forced to stop Jessica in her rash rampage. Goda and Cannon picked up on this immediately and chased after her. Could the guest that no one invited, Beatrice, be the culprit? I understand how Jessica feels. I wish I could think that too. It doesn't matter who, I want someone to be the culprit so I can bash them right in the face. But before that, we need a clear understanding of what's going on. You know, funny you say bash them in the face, Battler, considering that's what happened last time around. I think it's interesting that, they don't, well, at least Battler doesn't get to know what happened last time, because, how exactly is he supposed to solve it? Well, okay. Is Beatrice wanting him, as in the one that she's in the witch's realm with, to figure it out? Or does she want Battler on the island to figure it out? That's what I'm not sure of. Who is this Beatrice? I haven't even seen her face. If you're looking for her face, it decorates the big portrait in the mansion. You still don't remember after looking at it for so long? Come on, Maria. What's so funny in a situation like this? Beatrice is a witch, and the ceremony to open the door to the Golden Land has finally begun. Those 6 people are sacrifices. Come. Let us begin the witches' banquet. Tonight is Halloween, so the witches will gather to celebrate. It's not Halloween, isn't it? Like October 6th? Or 4th, or 5th? It's not the 31st. Maria, don't I always tell you not to laugh at that creepy voice? The crisp sound of Rosa slapping Maria's cheek echoed through the high-ceilinged chapel. Oh. Ever since it started raining yesterday. No, ever since the island was swallowed by the typhoon, I felt as though something was wrong. It was bright and sunny when I arrived in Rokenjima, but since I'd gotten up early and was sleepy, I took a nap. When I woke up, it had already started raining, and ever since that time. Suddenly, a mysterious visitor calling herself the Golden Witch Beatrice arrived, and it felt like I was sinking bit by bit into a bizarre world. What the heck happened while I was napping? Am I supposed to believe that this island was sealed off inside a different world where common sense doesn't apply? Who is this person called Beatrice? Is some unknown person trying to involve themselves with the inheritance problem, just like our parents were freaking out about at dinner last night? Or is the culprit this witch from the Legend of the Gold, just like Maria said? Even if we set Jessica's temper aside, given the circumstances, it's probably safe to say that this visitor person is the most suspicious. But we mustn't make up our minds based on that alone. It's useless, it's all useless. I smacked my face with both hands again, cooling off my brains before they overloaded. Even though it might have been a wasted effort. This is one of Grandfather's envelopes. On a tray piled up with sweets that decorated the table, George and Iki found a Western envelope that had the Ushimiya family crest done in it in gold leaf. And it was unopened. Which means it's probably for us, right? If it was something Dad and the others read, it should be open. Seems your reasoning is correct. It's written right here. Someone wrote, "To those who remain." Is that a letter the culprit left? What's inside? Nikki, let's open it. After nodding silently, George and Nikki broke the seal. A folded letter came out. I'll read it. Welcome to Rokujima, members of the Ushimiya family. I am Beatrice, the alchemist for this family employed by Kinzo-sama himself. That letter... Oh, okay, it's the same letter from the first time. This was the one that they got at dinner. But it came later, huh? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so it's just the Demon's Roulette. Okay. Got it. I was wondering where that thing went. But it's there. This Beatrice, who called herself the family alchemist, had announced that she was collecting the gold she'd lent grandfather, along with interest. And that interest was everything grandfather had created. Since this tragedy was right before our eyes as this paragraph was being read aloud, it clearly wasn't referring just to the wealth that grandfather had built up. It was literal. Everything that grandfather had created. In other words, all of grandfather's descendants were included in the interest. You bastard! What a screwed-up contract. Lives as interest for gold, you say? That's almost like a contract with the devil, isn't it? You think that makes you look more like a witch? Don't make me laugh. Special clause. However, if someone is able to discover the hidden gold of this contract, Beatrice must abandon these rights for all time. Kinzo-sama has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait. In other words, it's something like this. If these murders represent her collecting interest, then she's telling us to try and find the gold she gave grandfather if we want her to stop. And she's also saying that the secret pointing to the gold is hidden in the portrait epitaph. So basically, this is a letter of challenge from the witch. She's telling us to try and solve the code that points to the hidden gold if we can. And if we can't, she'll keep collecting interest as planned. I'll beat you to death, bring it on! Battler-kun. Look. The table was covered with sweets. So even though those things were right out in the open, we just assumed they were sweets too. I mean, come on, you see them a lot, right? It's that big bar of gold. You know, those boxes of chocolate shaped like gold ingots. This is no box of candy. It's the real thing. This is a real gold bar. It's inscribed with the crest of the one-winged eagle. I heard Mother talking about this earlier. This is a gold bar from Grandfather's Legend of the Gold. Gold ingots weighing a full 10 kilograms. A whole 3 of them were piled up in the very center of the table, which proves that the gold does exist. It was where a cake would be placed if it was a birthday party. In other words, this was, without a doubt, the birthday cake of the party known as the family conference. These are really 4/9 quality ingots. Gulp. It's worth about 60 million yen. Dumbass! It's too cheap. Our parents have been killed and all you've got is this pile of just 60 million yen in gold. Don't take us for fools, damn it!
So, it has begun, Beatrice. It's not like anyone can solve this riddle anyway. So Beta will definitely win. Quickly, open the door to the Golden Lands. And take me with you.
Uh-oh. Oh, time's passing. Okay, time's not passing. Almost 6:45. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh. Milady, please, calm yourself. We still don't know who the culprit is, and Beatrice-sama is an important and honored guest of the Masters. So what? If we grab her by the collar, she'll definitely confess. Unlikely. If I can just look her in the eye, I'll know. I'll see through her. A witch? Beatrice? Yeah, right. I'll expose her. Jessica never stopped moving. Goda and Cannon chased after her, doing their best to convince her to stop, but Jessica never lent them an ear. Eventually, the witch's VIP room came into view. This VIP room was always sealed and never used. No matter what kind of guest came, Kinzo wouldn't let them in there. And yet, the servants were always made to clean this room so that it could be used at any time. So the servants had started calling this room the witch's VIP room after their second shapeless master. Jessica knew about this too, and she couldn't forgive the arrogance of the one who called herself a witch by staying in that room. The Golden Witch was just a fairy tale. Come on, a witch? To Jessica, she was nothing more or less than a murderer who had brutally killed her parents. Question her, hear her pitiful excuses, make her splutter in pain, gasp in anguish. No matter how hard she pretends to be a witch, I'll teach her that she's just a stinking, sweaty human. Jessica yelled with all her strength. She hit the door to the VIP room. Definitely wasn't a knock. That sound was the beating of her anger's hammer, as if she was determined to break the door down if it wasn't opened. Open up, Beatrice. Come out. You hear me, right? Open up. There was no answer. Jessica grabbed the doorknob without any reservation, but she felt the resistance of the lock. She turned around to look at the two servants and spoke. The master key'll unlock this, right? Use it. Milady. That would be horribly rude. Although Goda was flustered, he still tried to somehow calm Jessica's anger. After hanging his head silently for a while, Cannon pulled a master key from his jacket pocket. Cannon-san, are you sure? Yes, I'm fully aware it would be rude if she happens to be in there. At any rate, Beatrice had nothing to do with that incident. All she has to do is give us a satisfying explanation. That's right, exactly. Let me borrow that. Jessica snatched the master key from Cannon's hand and violently shoved it into the keyhole. Immediately, there was a small sound, and she felt the lock click. Then, without asking permission, she flung the door open. Beatrice, where are you? Come out! Jessica rudely stepped into the room. The witch wasn't anywhere to be seen. That bitch! She's not here! Where the hell'd she go? Yeah, she doesn't seem to be here. Jessica, thinking she might be hiding somewhere inside the room, peeked behind the curtains and under the bed, but she couldn't find anyone. However, there definitely were signs that the bed had been used. And though it was only a vague sense, the atmosphere in the room felt a little soft. It wasn't the hard atmosphere of a place normally devoid of people, like the chapel. You could definitely tell that someone had spent the night in this room. But she could not be seen. In reality, neither Jessica nor Goda had met Beatrice. They had only been told by those who had met her that she looked like a double of the character in that portrait. So they were doubtful about what her face really looked like. However, Canon alone had met her. He understood what kind of being that witch was, what kind of personality she had, so he knew that forcing their way in here in search for her definitely wouldn't work out. She must be watching us bitterly flail about in vain somewhere, sneering at us. She's that kind of person. Because he was looking at things that way, Canon was the first to find it. The other two were concentrating on finding the shadow of a person, so they didn't notice. Near a water jug on the side table, there was a single sheet of letter paper. On it was a short message, and nearby was a fountain pen which had probably been used to write it. Canon had already come to understand the witch. After finding the corpses, they'd been overcome by rage and barged in here, only to find no one. So of course the witch would mock them. You can't mock someone unless they know they're being mocked. In other words, that's what this must be. Milady, there's something written here. Something written? What? Jessica dashed over and violently snatched a piece of paper away. She probably wasn't trying to be violent. She just couldn't control her strength right now. What the? Don't fuck with me. As soon as she read the message, Jessica went into a wild rage, crumpled the paper up, and threw it. Then, she grabbed an light stand. Not a light stand, an light stand. By the bedside, and violently swung it around, mercilessly hitting the walls and furniture with it. The light bulbs all shattered at once, and the fragments were scattered across the room. Milady, please calm down. You'll hurt yourself. Let me go. Damn it, damn it. Come out, Beatrice. How could you do that to Mom and Dad? You think you scare me? I'll kill you, I'll kill you. I'll beat you to death, so show yourself. Damn it. This was written on the paper. Did you think I'd be that senile? To just sit there, around there, waiting for you to come barging in? You're way too inelegant for this intellectual night. I can only imagine what the parents who raised you to be such a moron must have looked like. Oh right, I saw them, and they looked just as moronic as you. Now their bellies are full in the land of sweets. It was the sort of thing that that witch would write. It meant she'd predicted that one of the children who'd lost their parents would come running in here. She's hiding somewhere in this room. She must be rolling around laughing now. The witch was that kind of person. She sneered at people's misfortune, using it to stave off the boredom of 1,000 years. Cassie. That's crazy. That is crazy. Just making fun of him. Making fun of him. Hand it over. I'm telling you, you'll hurt yourself. I told you to let go. Damn it, damn it. Gotta snatched away the light stand Jessica had been holding. After all, if she kept swinging it around, she might end up smashing it against something, which could cause serious injury. To Goda's eyes, Jessica probably looked mad with rage, burning herself up with the flames of anger. But Canon's eyes saw it differently. Those were probably tears of sadness, hidden by rage. So, when the light stand was taken from Jessica, when she started crying on the floor, scratching at the carpet, almost as though she was groveling, Goda was surprised, but Canon was not. Of course, she had lost her means of crying by lashing out in rage. Dad, Mom. Considering that she was a daughter of the Ushimiya family, she was in a very shabby state. She scratched at the carpet with her fingernails, and even her feet were scratching. Jessica cried very, very hard, because if she didn't, her rage would start building up again and swallow her up. But over and over again, she remembered that humiliating message. I can only imagine what the parents who raised you to be such a moron must have looked like. Don't you call them morons. Both Dad and Mom were smart. Like me, they were really smart. Don't you call them morons. Take it back. Take it back. Oh right, I saw them and they looked just as moronic as you. Now their bellies are full in the land of sweets. Ugh, damn it. I'll kill her, I'll slice open her stomach and see how she likes it. As Jessica cried and screamed, she triggered an asthma attack. The servants watching over her hurriedly ran up to her and rubbed her back, but that only provoked Jessica's wrath. The hell? You've got the time to do that. Search for that bastard. Find him and bring him here. You won't go, I will. And I'll kill him with my own hands. I'll slice open her stomach. Cough, 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 cough. Cough, cough. Don't touch me. Damn it, damn it. Cough, cough. Cough, cough. Jessica got up unsteadily, and as her asthma continued, she went out into the hallway. Milady, your medicine, quickly! I will call Dr. Nanjo. Goda-san, would you leave this to me? Canon had noticed. Goda, who was vastly separated from her in age, probably couldn't sense the tears in Jessica's heart. Canon, who had noticed, had to be the one to support her. Canon said, "Are you sure? I believe Milady needs some time to cry right now. Considering that she saw her parents killed like that." You're right. Goda also understood. How could he? And he knew that Jessica and Canon had shared a vague relationship with each other. So he understood everything, and left it to Canon. Very well. I will go back to Rosa-sama. Why are you smiling, you creep? Come on. Please, take care of Milady. Yes. Leave it to me. Canon's voice was frail, but he nodded firmly. Whoops. After looking at his eyes, Goda nodded firmly as well. Goda was a veteran with many years behind him. He'd seen a great number of people in his life. So he knew the vigorous sparkle that could be found in the eyes of those who possessed self-control. He had surely seen that in Canon's eyes. So he would leave this to Canon. When you think about it, maybe this was the first time Goda had ever trusted Canon and relied on him for a job. First and last time, bro. Jessica, still suffering from her asthma, seemed to be heading towards her room, though she kept leaning against the wall. Canon followed her wordlessly. If she had asked for a hand, he would have leapt forward and supported her. But until Jessica did ask for that, he chose to hide himself, watching over her from a distance where he could come to her rescue at any time. When people feel their hearts are about to explode from sadness and want to have someone by their sides, you can bet 10 billion of them would want to turn around and find someone in the place Canon now stood. So he watched over Jessica from behind. Then, finally, she doubled over in front of the door to her room. The asthma attack had stolen all her strength, and her thoughts had gotten hazy from the lack of oxygen, making it impossible even to stand up again. But right then, Jessica didn't think she wanted someone to lend a hand. She still hadn't been able to overcome the flames of anger. Even if someone had offered her a hand with good intentions, Jessica would have wanted to tear it off right then. She knew how unfair that would be. So she definitely wouldn't ask for help until she overcame the fiery anger burning inside. Jessica had probably lost the willpower even to call for help. But Canon heard it. He definitely heard it. Canon definitely heard that voiceless call for help, one shared by miserable grievers the world round. An endless scream that no one ever seems to hear. Cannon quietly knelt by Jessica's side and wordlessly offered her a shoulder. Though Jessica kept coughing painfully, she accepted it, unlocked the door to her room, and entered. This way. I'll prepare your medicine right away. Cough, cough, cough. Cough, cough. Jessica often said that when her asthma got serious enough, it hurt so bad that it felt like she'd vomit up her whole stomach. Her face was pale and her gaze wavered. And yet the coughing continued. Even so, her sadness was probably even stronger. After having her sit on the bed, Cannon took a bronchodilator from a cute little basket on a nearby side table and handed it to her. Jessica sometimes forgot to take her medicine with her. Whenever this seemed to have happened, Cannon would take notice and secretly carry around the inhaler from the first aid kit in the servant room, but he hadn't done so today. He scolded himself as though wondering how he could call himself furniture after failing to bring it with him on a day like this. Then he remembered the day when he'd used that word and somehow betrayed Jessica's feelings. It jarred Cannon's heart, but he felt it would be indiscreet to think about something like that, considering how Jessica felt now. And he locked it up inside the depths of his heart. When she inhaled her medicine, Jessica's wild breathing calmed down bit by bit, and she was finally able to regain her composure. But she'd lost too much strength and willpower to get up from the bed. Are you alright, milady? I'm alright. I'm all messed up over Mom and Dad, but after I cry a bit more, I'll be alright. Cannon regretted his poor choice of words. Did he really say, "Are you alright" to her? Was he really that clueless of the pain in her heart? This is what made him furniture. This was why he couldn't become human. I will be in the corridor. If you need anything, please call me immediately. Ken understood that she still needed some time to cry alone. He told her to call him at any time, bowed, and tried to leave the room. Do you need something? Jessica had spoken up as though she wanted him to stop, so Cannon had stopped. If she asks it, I'll do anything I can to help her. Right now, I'd become even a cane or a chair if it would help ease the pain in her heart. By doing that, I could make up for the pain I dealt to her heart on that day. For a while, Jessica stared into Cannon's eyes. It was as though her reason for stopping him was something she couldn't put into words. Oh, guys, come on, don't do this. Come on. Please, be nice. To me. Be nice to me, specifically. For a while, neither spoke. Jessica broke that silence with a small voice. Stay? I'm sorry. It's nothing. No! Could you tell Aunt Rosa that I want to be alone for a while? I won't let you be alone. I won't let you be alone. Oh my god, is he actually making a decision? Is he actually deciding something for himself? So, I will be in the corridor. Please, call for me. At any time. For just an instant, it looked like some kind of hope had flitted into Jessica's eyes. But it was very faint and disappeared like the first snow on the surface of a river. Thanks. Let me cry alone. For just a bit. Yes. Excuse me. Cannon bowed once again and closed the door. Oh, man. He thought those words of his would give her some courage, but now it felt as though they'd actually hurt her for some reason. Why? He didn't know. Sure, that was because he was furniture. That was why he couldn't grasp human sadness. Even now, As Cannon repeatedly questioned himself, he walked down the corridor. He felt like the window at the corridor's end was coolly calling to him. In the end, am I nothing more than furniture, after all? It was still pouring outside. A dark, gray world. Even on days like this, Shannon would surely see the ocean and know that it was blue. But to my eyes, even if it cleared up, I would only see gray. Until I could understand the blue of the ocean, I'll be nothing but furniture imitating a person. You really don't understand a woman's heart, do you? At times like that, you want to silently remain by her side. That's why you're furniture. There shouldn't have been any trace of human life in this corridor. Well, good thing it's just the witch life. It had been an empty corridor filled with frigid air. But those scoffing words approached Cannon from behind. When he turned around, he saw that witch. That witch who hadn't shown herself when Jessica had searched for her with a rage bordering on madness, and who had left that sneering letter to toy with Jessica. There are 3 ways to hurt a woman. Let me teach you them. One is to hurt them with a blade. Another is to hurt them in their heart. The last way is the most difficult and most effective method of hurting them. And yet it can hurt them without you even realizing it. Do you know what I mean? How could I know? I don't even want to know. It's to betray their expectations. No living being is more of a dreamer than a woman. They make up dreams all on their own and end up hurting their own selves. A distant man like you hurts women the most. You couldn't understand. You have no idea how deeply you've wounded Jessica. After all, you're furniture. I have no intention of playing along with your nonsense. Did you appear only to sneer at me? Don't be so full of yourself, furniture. You aren't worth sneering at. Still, though you may not be worth my time or on your own, if the 2 of you are gathered, that's all I need. The pleasure that comes from laughing at the fates of young couples never tires me. What did you say? You don't mean Milady is going to be... I need 2 who are close for the sacrifices of the second twilight. That's what I was thinking. I was about to say it. I was like, oh shit, it might not even be Shannon and George. It might be Jessica and Cannon. Oh no. No. Can Goda have like a secret affair or something and then he gets killed? Please? That would make me so happy. If, you know, like he was, I don't know, a relationship with Kumasawa and then like, I mean, no offense to Kumasawa, but then they both get killed and then I don't have to deal with Goda. I'm sorry, I'm like a D1 Goda hater. The 2 of you truly are convenient. Wait, I thought you were picking Shannon and George. Don't misunderstand. Milady and I don't have that kind of relationship. It just says 2 are close, not 2 who are, you know, in love and close. We can't become the sacrifices for the second twilight. Actually, you know what? This is Beatrice's ritual. I think anything can happen. That's why you hurt Jessica. That's why you cannot become human. then there should be no problem. If you won't admit you have feelings for Jessica, I can't accept that. But I will kill her. Why? You idiot. Isn't it obvious? Oh, it'll be fun to kill her and see your face twist in pain. Why else? Following the rules of the ceremony, 13 people will be sacrificed on my whims. However, there's no rule that says I can't kill more. If it amuses me, I can kill any number of people. So I will. Make me laugh as hard as I can. Cannon the furniture. At that time, Cannon definitely heard Jessica scream. Oh, why is there chanting? When he blinked and looked down the corridor, the witch who'd supposedly been there so nonchalantly just a second ago, was gone. At that moment, he was just standing there all alone in the corridor, doing nothing. And the person he wanted to protect was asking for help from far away in that direction. It was obvious what he should do. It wasn't logical. It was an electric reflex. Without a trace of hesitation or distraction, there was a person he wanted to protect, and she was asking for help. And, at that moment, he genuinely wanted the person by her side to be him. When he flew into Jessica's room, oh, he didn't dash! Oh my god, he didn't dash this time. I'm a little surprised. That scene that greeted his eyes was a bizarre one. The room had become a fantastical world where a blizzard of gold-colored specks danced, almost as though gold leaf had been scattered inside a snow globe. No, that's not it. I've seen this spectacle before. This isn't gold leaf. It's countless golden butterflies, Beatrice's minions. And Jessica was surrounded by countless butterflies, waving her hands around, trying frantically to drive them away. Milady, Cannon, help! Cannon rushed towards Jessica and violently brushed the cloud of butterflies away. The butterflies, which were sickening despite their beauty, surrounded Jessica's face, trying to crawl in through her mouth and nose. Okay, this is just body horror, the chapter, huh? Or episode, whatever. Jessica choked violently. Almost as though the butterflies were triggering an asthma attack, mocking her. But when Cannon ran towards her, the butterflies stopped attacking and began to dance an elegant rondo around the pair. Cannon. It's okay. While there's still life in me, I won't let anyone lay a finger on you. Come out, Beatrice. Are you happy now? As he stood in front of Jessica, who was using her inhaler and seemed to be in pain, Cannon yelled into the empty air. And when he did, the empty air did indeed laugh back, satisfied. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa. Oh, she got a dress! Then, she showed herself. It wasn't in response to Cannon's demand. It was obviously because appearing and sneering would bring them even more humiliation. And plus, it was more fun. Now everything fits to the plot. Now you're a cop on the chopping board. No, since we've got a pair of you, should I call it duck with green onions? You, Beatrice. Please stand back. I'll protect you, milady. When the princess and knight come together, it's inevitable that the witch will appear. Yes, why don't you show me how much power Kinzo's furniture can muster? She snapped her fingers with a piercing sound. When she did, a blizzard of gold butterflies was stirred up and they began to form a small mountain as they whirled around in a circle. It was just like the swirling of a cold wintry wind that builds up a mountain of leaves. Oh, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Whoa, 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 whoa! From that mound of gold, a hand sprouted and it appeared, as though a resident of the world below was crawling up from beneath the ground. What is this? What the hell is this? Jessica couldn't comprehend what she was seeing right now, and her mouth kept flapping open and goes, "What is that? Who is that?" It was the bite of wisdom, seen and knows trying to understand something incomprehensible. What the hell is that thing? That thing crawling up was probably an attendant who served the witch. It appeared to be wearing a uniform suitable for one who served. But its face was wrong. It looked strange. It was covered with pitch black hair, breathed rotten breath, and its eyes were filled with the same strange subterranean glow as lava. And to symbolize its non-human status, it had 2 horns. It was the figure of a goat-faced attendant who served the witch. Like, Baphomet. Isn't that the demon with the goat head? By now, Jessica had no idea what she should say. All this happening in front of her couldn't be explained with common sense, and she couldn't do anything except open and close her mouth. And Jessica hadn't realized that this island had already been cut off from the rules of our world. But there were some things even she could understand. This goat attendant served the witch and was after her life. And apparently, the witch had already given it the order. She was looking at Cannon with an expectant gaze. She looked at him with an expectant and therefore challenging gaze, as though asking him how he intended to protect this maiden. Although the attendant had looked especially bestial while crawling to its feet, you could see in the way it carried itself that it possessed more than enough grace to be worthy of serving the Golden Witch. And you could tell that it was overflowing with the joy of furniture wanting to meet its master's expectations. Well then, why don't you show me? Let's see the power of Kinzo's furniture. This time, don't get the wrong idea, okay? Don't forget that you're furniture. Got it? If you try to continue playing the human even now, this won't be settled by your death alone. The goat attendant made what seemed to be a silent, respectful bow. Was it directed at its master? Or was it offered to Cannon, its opponent? Then, on the attendant's hand, a blade of wicked malice appeared. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell is that? Jessica had been unable to understand what was happening before her eyes for a while now. Oh, hey, wait, the goat and the Cannon have the same pose. They got the same arm thing going on. Also, how are we gonna explain this one with humans and tricks? Like, sure, we can just have, like, I don't know, a really dedicated furry that shows up in the room. I can't explain the showing up in the room part yet, or the butterflies. But, I mean, it could just be like a mask or whatever. The blade? The blade of malice? Did LED lights exist and, like, how, you know, make that kind of thing, or what is that? Actually, it could be neon. I know neon existed. All she understood was that this glow in front of her existed for the purpose of ending her life. And right now, that was enough. Cannon spoke quietly to Jessica, who was hiding behind his back. "Milady, please stay back against the wall. Never let your back leave the wall." There's a song for this. It's called Back Against the Wall. I know, crazy, right? It's by Cage the Elephant. Good song, actually. I haven't listened to it in a very long time. What? It's only right for the maiden to obediently hide behind the great knight's back. I do hope you enjoy the pleasure of having your life protected by a man. Now, Canon, let's have a look at your blade. Yeah? Nice blade. Oh! This is red. That means he's angry. Looks bigger than the other guys. Beautiful. At least when it comes to giving birth to furniture, Kinto might even reach up as far as my feet. A thing like this can't even be used to trim the roses. Conan-kun, what's... I didn't want to show you. So you've taken it out. How does it feel to expose your subhumanity in front of the girl you care for? Be silent. So you'll act composed even though you're really burning with wrath. Yes, they do say that truly hot flames burn a cold blue. Is that how you are now? There's no way I can kill you with my power. You are the moon. I could never smash the moon by throwing a rock. However, in order to manifest yourself, you've had to reflect your image off the surface of the water. If you throw a rock at the surface of the water, you might be able to disturb the moon's image for some time. But that doesn't mean the moon has been smashed. So... oh, until this life of mine is over, I'll keep on striking your reflection. Wait, I don't think it showed up in there, but okay. I was just curious if the goat butler would have showed up in here. I like it, Canon. Begin, furniture. This is interesting music, I have to say. Are they like gonna battle it out? Am I gonna see this? Yes, I am. Shit, who's winning? Huh. What a beautiful curve. The witch's words of admiration broke the silence, and for just an instant, they broke Jessica's paralysis. Am I dreaming? Come, furniture of the witch. I'll beat you down to the hell you came from. Oh. Okay, next round. Oh. No! No! A strand of red had been left on Canon's cheek. The witch saw this and grinned broadly. Feel free to mutter excuses about how your instincts still haven't returned quite yet. The fuck were they doing at this orphanage, bro? Canon-kun, stay strong. It's okay. I won't die just yet. Oh, he's locking back in. Whoa! Oh. Cannon! No! 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 What? Whoa! Whoa! Hold on. What? The curve drawn by the goat attendant's blade drew a large arc in empty space. Canon wasn't there. He was behind it. Oh, thank God. Oh, that scared me so bad. I thought he died. Go back and await your master's return. die. Sorry, I was so distracted by the like sudden 3D thing that we got there. I wasn't expecting whatever that was to happen. Oh. Oh, he's hitting it. He's hitting it. If this battle of drawing sparkling curves was chess, then cannon coming from behind was check. And press, and press, and press, and press. Use 7 moves and make it mate. Perhaps the goat attendant hadn't even been granted the ability to go into death throes. As its knees buckled and it fell over, it broke into a bunch of gold butterflies with a pop. So there was no sound of it hitting the ground. Even those unable to understand this battle would surely realize that cannon had been magnificent. So it couldn't win against a handmade piece. It seems you aren't quite that pathetic. You're next, Beatrice. Oh. I love you, Cannon, but I don't think that's happening. The instant Cannon's blade sliced diagonally through the witch's form like a knife through butter, she turned gold and burst. She's not in her corporeal form, so it probably doesn't matter. She scattered into several thousand gold butterflies, and for just an instant, the room was filled with the color of twilight. It was just as Cannon himself had said. Slicing Beatrice was just the same as slicing the surface of the water where the moon was reflected. The witch's form, with an ordinary expression on its face, as though she'd been there the whole time, was right behind Cannon. You've provided quite an entertaining show. Out of respect for that, I thought about letting you off the hook, but your rudeness now has made me change my mind. Don't lie. I won't let you kill milady. Even if that's impossible, I won't let you kill her while I still live. You can't even do that much. Do not speak, furniture. Be silent, furniture. Know your place, furniture. Kinnikin isn't furniture. And what makes you think that? I don't need a reason. Kinnikin is Kinnikin. No, his real name's different. But a name doesn't make him furniture. Kinnikin has his own way of living. It's a noble thing, and it's something he gets to decide for himself. You say he can't have an opinion because he's furniture, that he can't live on his own because he's furniture. That's wrong. Milady, you mustn't provoke her. No, I've got to make this clear. Kinnikin isn't furniture. He is human. Why? Kinnikin rushed to save me of his own free will. He stood in the path of a fearsome witch like you. He had so many chances to just let me go, but he didn't. Self-sacrifice is part of the noble spirit that only humans have. That means Kinnikin's human. So take it back. Don't you call Kinnikin furniture again. Milady. Oh. Be silent, human. Let's end this quickly, since this is still just the second twilight after all. Now I shall sacrifice the two who are close, who have acknowledged each other's dignity. Well then, arise, forgive the sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, lust. The witch summoned her furniture with a mixture of laughter and anger on her face. Oh! Asmodeus of lust. Oh wait, oh, this is someone. Oh, I don't have a voice. I didn't know we'd get new characters. I don't have a voice prepared. Oh my god. British? Should we go British? What do we think, guys? Here, I'm gonna do a placeholder, and if anyone really cares on what she sounds like, you can tell me. Asmodeus of lust, right here. I've had enough of this farce. Quickly execute the second twilight. Don't keep me waiting. Got it? As you command. Wait, do we get a thingy? No. I was wondering if there were gonna be more characters, would they show up on the character roster, or would we get like a separate one? Oh, cool, cause like the one with Bernkastel, it was just Beatrice and then Bernkastel. But yeah, I mean, I can see that this is full, so would we get like another page, kind of like how we have here, like a little next button, or maybe like a thing like that, but we have like, oh, family and demons and miscellaneous creatures. Another weirdo shown up. It took Canon less than an instant to understand. That goat face from a second ago had been nothing more than a pawn to the witch. However, this newly summoned furniture was a game piece with a vastly different value.
Wow, I must be lucky to be given such wonderful prey. You scared? How cute.
Come, furniture of the witch. I won't be killed by you.
You're acting pretty smart for a dunce who can't even follow me with his eyes. Here I go, Kay. Hey, where do you want it? Where do you want me to pierce you? Answer me, cutie. I'll pierce you good wherever you want. Come on, answer me, cutie.
Don't call me cute.
Here I go, you dunce. Come on, try and follow me, you blind idiot.
Okay, that's the stake. Yup. I didn't like that sound. That sounded really wet. Milady. Oh, Canon. Jessica? I couldn't follow it with my eyes, but I guess it's spot on. Serves you, right? Oh, Canon's back had been the target, but Jessica had predicted it. She'd predicted that the witch's target would be the complete opposite of fair and honest, his back. But she had no way to block it. She hadn't planned on it being some act of self-sacrifice. She just couldn't think of any other way to protect Canon's back. So she could do nothing but block it with her own back. The furniture of the witch, which had changed its form into a demon's stake, was buried deep into Jessica's back. It was an obviously fatal wound that reached as far as her lungs. Oh, her lungs! Oh! When she saw this, the witch let out a loud, evil laugh, because it had hit where the witch had predicted. Everything was as the witch had predicted. What's wrong, Canon? My lady Jessica just got killed while you still live, didn't she? Yes, that's it. That face, that look on your face is what I wanted to see. How truly enjoyable. That's enough, die, make me laugh. Come, arise, forgive the sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, wrath. Oh, we got another one. I didn't prepare for this many voices. Should she just have the same one? The same. All of them are turning out to be British. I was about to do Scottish, but I don't know how I feel about that one. No, we're just gonna do British. Satan of Wrath. Right here. This prey of yours, eat him up right now and close the curtains on his stage. If you were human, I'd say it's time for you to step down, but since you're furniture, maybe I should say it's time for the stage manager to carry you behind the stage. I am not furniture anymore. I won't doubt that again. Oh, what's this? You wanna be killed by me again? Your chest, it's so warm and it feels so good to pierce it. Come on, let me have another taste, okay? Won't you make me feel really good with that hot, fresh blood in that warm chest of yours? Okay, Jessica hasn't been marked off yet. Oh. Okay, that's the stake. Okay, yeah, that one. Okay. There was no way to block it. The sound of a woodpecker filled the entire room, and before he could blink, he was already right in the center of his chest. You know, comparing it to a woodpecker, right after hearing the laugh, that sounds eerily close to Woody the Woodpecker's. Doesn't help. Doesn't make this really sad moment. When you take a piece in chess, the rules say that it's impossible for your opponent's piece to defend itself. So this was an obvious result, in accordance with the rules. Cannon landed on his knees, and he apologized. Not to the witch, and not to Milady. He apologized to Jessica. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. Don't worry about it. You were really cool. Cannon finally fell over. He landed next to Jessica, and the two lay there like the constellation Gemini. Oh! Is now a bad time to say that that's my star sign? You know, Cannon, you aren't furniture anymore. Yes, I was too late in realizing that. I wanted to ask you what your real name was. My real name is... Oh... Don't die before you can say it. No! No! In the last moments, Cannon wanted to tell her his real name, but Jessica had already fallen into a sleep from which she would never wake. So Cannon's real name, which he had protected until today, in the end, he couldn't tell it to Jessica. I became human. Oh, those were the last words Cannon left behind. Shut up. Don't make me laugh, furniture. Even after 100 years, furniture will still be furniture. Have you ever heard of anyone stupid enough to dig a grave for their furniture when they throw it away? You smash furniture to pieces and make firewood, so all that's left is ashes. That's how it is. Furniture gets no tombstone. It seems you believe death means an end to your humiliation. But that's naive. I'll show you what it really means to disgrace the dead. After taking a puff from her pipe, the witch breathed the smoke at Cannon's corpse. Oh, no, what are you doing, Beatrice? When she did, Cannon's corpse softly floated up into the air and disappeared as though it had been eaten by a mouth in empty space. No! The witch played dirty until the very end. The corpses of the pair who managed to understand each other in the end were not even permitted to be close. If someone had been watching, they would probably say mournfully, "So this is what you mean by disgracing the dead." However, Beatrice was far crueler than that. The reason for that would soon become apparent. This isn't fair! No! No! Oh, whoa, time's going backwards too. 6:50. Oh my gosh. I didn't think Jessica would actually die, like, this early on. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna let it load for a second. Okay, I'm not reading that because this is where we're ending, but okay, they're not dead! Oh, someone has to acknowledge the bodies before they're dead, huh? Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, the bodies have to be acknowledged. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my god, that was devastating. I hope you'll be back again soon. This was a really good episode. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and bye!